What up, comic book fam? Happy new comic book day, September 29th, 2021. Operation Cut Back My Stack continues. Let's jump right into this. All right, so I've really been trying to cut down my week-to-week comic book list, really trying to get to maybe 10 books a week just to make things more reasonable. I've been adding books to my collection at an alarming rate, and I've got to come to something that's more sustainable. I'm definitely going to have to start selling these books just to make room for the new stuff that I've got coming in. So I don't know, we might do something on Instagram. I haven't quite figured out what we're going to do, but let's jump right into this. As always, starting with DC Comics, we've got Mr. Miracle number 5. Now, I started with number 1, and it was the first I've ever read anything Mr. Miracle. And it's been okay, but really on this issue, I've just been completely lost. I don't really understand his powers and how they work. I really don't understand this sort of dimension jumping that he's been doing. This one was very close to getting cut this week, but I stuck with it and went ahead and read it. And again, it is on the cutting block. I'm just not into it enough. I don't understand enough about what's going on. Probably not gonna get number 6. But then again, I probably will since it's the last one in this series, and I'm kind of already pot committed to this one. Next up, Robin number 6. We've got a lot of action in this one. The tournament finally starts, and we get round 1 and round 2 in successive fashion. I am enjoying this read from Joshua Williamson. I'm not a big DC guy, but some of these books have drawn me in, and this is definitely one of them. Looking forward to where this one's going to go next. Next up from DC Comics, we've got Superman Kal-El number 3 from Tom Taylor, who is definitely taking this sort of liberal, heal the world tint with his writing here as of late. I ain't mad at it, but I know a lot of people are probably going to be turned off by it. But we've got Jonathan Kent taking over the role as Superman as his dad Clark Kent takes off into space for unknown amount of time. So we're really setting him up as the guy, the new Superman that's going to protect the world. And this Superman is looking to do things a little bit differently than the prior one. In this issue, he ends up getting arrested with some protesters who were protesting the treatment of some refugees. So very heavy-handed, very political. I'm not mad about it, but we'll see if he's going to do anything interesting with it. We've got a real utopia feel to his writing right now, and I'd like to see that married with some grimy realities a little bit more. How does this liberal, heal the world attitude really work when put into action into the griminess of the real world? Something that he's going to need to do. I'm here to find out and see what he does. All right, moving on to Marvel Comics, we've got Non-Stop Spider-Man number 5, continuing this story of Spidey investigating these drug overdose deaths and who's dealing with it. Turns out it's Hydra's involved, and we've got Baron Zemo coming in and playing a role and taking over. This has not been the greatest story around. I wouldn't go around and say, hey, you got to be reading Non-Stop Spider-Man, but it's been good enough for me to continue with it. So here we are with number 5. Still with Marvel Comics, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 74, this fat book. It was a $10 book. It is the end, the culmination of the Nick Spencer run that everyone has pretty much been hating, including myself. I am excited that this run is over, and I'm looking forward to the new writers on 75. Really hoping that they breathe some new life into this whole thing, because I've been really bored and confused since jumping in with this at 60. So here's to better days. Looking ahead to Amazing Spider-Man 75, I've already pre-ordered that Gleason cover. I don't know if it's going to pop like Amazing Spider-Man 55 did, but it's got a nice look to it, so I went ahead and signed up for it. Check it out and pre-order that bad boy if you're interested. Next up from Image Comics, we've got Department of Truth number 13. Now, I have actually been stacking up the reading on this one. I don't think I've read it since 11 or so. I know that they've been exposition-heavy issues, and so I kind of been stacking them up to get them all through at once. But James Tynion's my favorite guy doing it, so definitely sticking in with Department of Truth. And then I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that Purple Rain homage from Big Time Collectibles. I've been resisting the cover horror urge on this one, but I finally succumbed to it yesterday, paying $40 for both the the trade cover, and then that beautiful homage cover for Purple Rain. I just couldn't resist it. So looking forward to getting that one in the mail. Department of Truth number 13. Still with Image Comics, we've got Spawn 322, continuing with this new world that we're opening up with. Spawn is getting down and dirty with some fools on this. Loving these cardstock covers for $3. Cannot beat that. So definitely excited to jump back into the Spawn world. And then we got this A cover from Jorn. He's been killing it every single time. And then as per usual, I went ahead and grabbed that Todd McFarlane B cover. Another banger for me. I really like McFarlane's style. Looking forward to this read, Spawn 322. Next up from Image Comics, we've got Good Agent number 5. Now I've been enjoying this investigative detective type story, so excited to jump back in for number 5 here. Next up from Aftershock Comics, we've got Out of Body number 5 from Peter Milligan. Been enjoying that guy's writing. God of Tremors was another one that I read that I enjoyed recently. And I feel like Peter Milligan, he keeps popping up on my list. I feel like I'm reading a lot of his stuff, even though I can't recall it off top at the moment. But this is another great read that I'm interested in. We've got a guy who got knocked out, doesn't exactly know who knocked him out, but he's in this coma, and he's in this kind of spiritual world, living it out, trying to figure out what happened to him. It's been interesting enough to keep me locked in, and I've kind of really enjoyed the covers for this one. They've had some sneaky great covers for Out of Body. So locked in for number 5 from Peter Milligan. Next up from Boom Studios, we've got Berserker number 5. Now the hype for number 1 this March was real for Berserker. Everybody was excited about Keanu Reeves jumping into the comic book community, and everybody sold out on number 1. I think there's upwards of over 500,000 copies of that one sold. I've got like 7 of them myself, so I was one of them. But the hype is definitely gone. Haven't been seeing much buzz around for Berserker, but I'm sticking with it. I'm actually interested in the story. We've got this setup where the government's been using Berserker to carry out its covert missions and black op missions. And at the same time, it's been studying him, trying to figure out how he came to be so that they can duplicate him and maybe make an army of him. Berserker himself is hip to the game. He knows exactly what they're doing. He's been around for thousands of years, so ain't nobody gonna be fooling him. So he's hip to the game in this one. I'm interested enough in it. Not a whole lot of exciting stuff has happened in this story, which is why I think we've seen the buzz die down for it. It's been a bit of a slow burn as we get to know more about the Berserker, where he's from, how he came to be, and what exactly they're trying to do with him here in the present. So I'm still locked in for number 5, checking it out. All right, and last but not least, my number 1 pick of the week. If you check out my preview for this week's New Comic Book Day, Something is Killing the Children, number 20 from my favorite guy doing it, King James Tynion IV. I have already read this one, and it is another banger. If you've been following along, you know we've got, ever since the end of the first arc in 15, 16, 17, and so on, has been going into the origin story of Erica Slaughter, how she became a part of the House of Slaughter, the initiation process that she goes to, and we get a little bit more about her backstory with Aaron Slaughter, who we got to meet in the first 15 issues. So I am loving Erica Slaughter. I am loving Jessica Slaughter. I am loving everything about this book. It is by far my favorite read in comic books right now. I am just waiting with bated breath for every issue. We've got House of Slaughter coming up next month, which I cannot wait to read. I went ahead and locked in 2 of those 1 in 50s because I just love that nice house on the lake homage cover. One of them I bought the 1 in 50 pack from Bry's Comics, and then the other one I logged in with Things from Another World. They still have them on sale, so if you're interested in that 1 in 50, I go ahead and lock that bad boy in, because come release date, it will definitely be gone. I know there's a lot of copies of House Slaughter going to be out there. It's a very hot book, but I still think that 1 in 50 is going to be a flaming banger. So if you like that bad boy, get in early. And then I also had to buy the second copy because I got my sister-in-law hooked on Something is Killing the Children. Definitely trying to share this with all of my friends. I went out to dinner last night with another friend and his family and my family, and I was selling Something Is Killing the Children to him. So I'm gonna let him borrow my volume 1 through 3, and we'll see if we can't hook in another fish into this thing. But great story, can't wait to see it on the big screen. Highly, highly, highly recommend if you're not reading this one. The hype is warranted. It really is that good. All right, and yet another reminder, another comic book day, another Road to 250 video. Just a reminder, subscribe to my little channel, comment on Road to 250 videos, and give yourself a chance to win Avengers 267 and 269, 2 great Kang covers with a very high ceiling. I think the Kang mania has only just begun. Once we finally see him full bore on the big screen, I think the sky is the limit. I think he's a great villain. So definitely comment below. Let me know, what was your read of the week? What was your cover of the week? I'm always interested in finding that out. For me, you already know, read of the week, James Tynion IV, Something Is Killing the Children, number 20. Number 1 on my list for good reason. The hype is warranted. Read this book. It's the best thing in comic books right now, if you ask me. And then cover of the week, I'm gonna cheat because I don't have it in hand. I had to order that bad boy online. But once again, that Department of Truth, number 13, Purple Rain, homage cover. Can't resist that bad boy. I'm a big Prince fan my entire life. His music is largely the soundtrack of my life. So really a big fan, and I'm really a big fan of this homage cover from Miko Swayan. I'm not sure how to say that, probably should figure that out, but Miko is constantly finding himself on my top 10 list because his art is always banging, and this is another one from him. So definitely my cover of the week. Can't wait to get that in hand and just stare at it. But that's all I got for you this week. Definitely get down below and comment. Give yourself a chance to win that giveaway. Until next time, peace, comic book fam.